Hello students, welcome back to my channel Edu Knowledge Hub. This is Soumya Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Bengal School of Technology, Sugandha, Hooghly. And today I have come up with the topic on herbal ingredients used in the oral care cosmetics. I have selected this topic from the subject Cosmetics and Cosmeceuticals, which comes under the syllabus of M.Pharm Pharmaceutics in the second semester. This topic can also be useful for the students who want to study about the herbal cosmetics, let it be B.Pharm or PharmD or the diploma students. So, before starting the topic, I just want to have a brief idea or give you a brief idea that what I expect from you people that you should take home after watching my video. I want to make you understand about the importance of the oral hygiene. I want to give you a brief idea about the Ayurveda. I want to make you understand the key ingredients which is used in the herbal care cosmetics. I just want to explain some of the building blocks which is used in the oral care cosmetics. Next is I want to have or give you a brief idea about the cosmeceuticals so that it will be helpful for understanding the cosmetic subjects in the details. So first let us start discussing about the oral hygiene. To know about the oral hygiene, we have to understand what is the oral cavity and what is the importance of the oral cavity. As we know that mouth is the entry point to our digestive system and the respiratory tract also. So this point or this mouth has chances of many bacterial infection. Normally, the body's natural defense system, that is the saliva which is produced inside your oral cavity, it protects your oral cavity from different kinds of bacteria and the bacterial growth. But still, if you don't brush properly or if you don't maintain the oral hygiene, then there is a chance that the growth of bacteria increases and you have different kinds of oral infections or sometimes leads to the oral you can say diseases also. Now, if you talk about the oral cavity, I have kept over a figure which describes the different parts of the oral cavity. The oral cavity starts with the upper lip and the lower lip, which opens into the oral cavity. Next is the gum, which supports the teeth. Next is your dentures, like your teeth, followed by the tongue, the uvula, the soft palate, which is the upper soft palate and the lower palate, and there are buccal mucosa which surrounds or which lines the cheeks. Now, this is the anatomy of the oral cavity, and due to this anatomical structure, your oral cavity remains, or it is one of the part which is more prone to the bacterial growth, as it is always having, or it is the part which uses for the ingestion or for the respiration also sometimes. So, it is the vulnerable part to get most of the bacterial infections. Now, there are some medications such as decongestants or antihistamines, painkillers, diuretics and antidepressants which reduces the formation of the saliva. As I already told that saliva is the natural defense mechanism of your body which prevents the growth of the bacteria. But these medications, what they do is they decrease the production of the saliva, and the saliva washes away the food and neutralizes the acid which is produced by the bacteria in the mouth. So, it protects your teeth and the total oral cavity from the growth of the microbes. But when the saliva decreases, you have the dry mouth syndrome, and sometimes this dry mouth syndrome is also associated with numerous oral infections, or you can say oral disorders. There are certain diseases such as diabetes or HIV, AIDS, which lowers the body's resistance power towards the infections, making your oral cavity more vulnerable towards the infection. Now, when we talk about the practice of Ayurveda in the oral care, as we know that India is a treasure house of numerous plants and medicinal properties. Now, the main objective of the Ayurveda medicine is to accomplish physical, mental, social, spiritual well-being by adopting the preventive, health promoting and holistic approach towards the life. That means Ayurveda targets all the states of your body that can be a physical, mental, social or the spiritual one. Now, this Ayurveda, it is a science that develops as a human evolved. Now, as we can say that it is not a science of nowadays, this Ayurveda is a very long back it has evolved, and it has also been proved that there are many diseases which can be cured by this Ayurveda as well. Now, as the invention and the discovery has contributed a lot in the development of herbal formulation, so as the oral health care has also been enhanced by different herbal ingredients. Now, if we talk about the herbs used in the oral healthcare, all we know that neem. The neem is a very means practiced, you can say, herbal ingredient which is used nowadays also in brushing of your teeth. Now, it is believed that this neem, when it is chewed or it is used for brushing, it kills many of the bacteria which is produced inside your oral cavity. So as the development of Ayurveda is progressing, so as the ingredients which is used in the treatment of the oral diseases, mainly the herbal ingredients, are also gaining their importance. Now the dentist needs to be more informed regarding the use of the safety and the efficacy of various traditional medicines and the OTC products. Now when we talk about the like your dentist, many people have visited the dentist, and we know that the dentist mainly prefer the use of the allopathic medicines, like use of some antibiotics or some of the ingredients like mouth washes, gargles, to prevent the growth of the bacteria. But as this herbal ingredients are gaining their importance, so there is a need of the hour that the dentist should also involve in the treatment of the oral disorders by using this herbal ingredients also. Now when we talk about the toothpaste and the mouthwashes, they are the one, or they are the most important oral products which is used by all the people, and they are mainly sold as the OTC products, and they are also gaining the importance because they are a part of your beauty. Now in contrast to the herbal products, the chemical compounds are associated with more side effects, as we all know. So using the herbal drugs are more favorable, and the researchers are more interested in such products also. So if we are using the herbal ingredients, we can say that we can decrease or minimize the side effects of the product. In oral hygiene drugs, the plant extract affecting the inflammation and bleeding are of significant interest or to the dental professionals. Now when we talk about the oral hygiene, there are two important diseases generally which comes to the picture, that is the bleeding gums or the swelling gums. Now these two are the symptoms which are associated with many oral problems. Now there are many research articles which has proven that herbal ingredients are useful in controlling the bleeding gums and the swelling gums or tenderness of the gums also. Now let us see that what are the ingredients, or we can say herbal ingredients, which we can use in designing the oral healthcare products. The first one comes is the clove oil. Now this clove oil is mainly a pain reliever, or can say it relieves the pain of the dental caries, and it is directly applied to the teeth. The activity of this clove oil is attributed to the presence of the eugenol, which is the main ingredient of the clove. Now this eugenol extract from the clove has often been used in the dentistry in conjunction with the root canal therapy, which is called as the RCT in short. This root canal therapy, during this therapy there is a lot of pain which is generated in the teeth or in the gums. So this eugenol extract can be used to prevent the pain, or to get relief from the pain which is done from, which is got from the RCT. Now there are some temporary feelings also which leads to the painful gums, and there are some general gum pain which is associated with the colds or the chills. So this eugenol extract can be one of the alternatives, herbal alternatives, in reducing the pain. Now this eugenol can be also be combined, or there are different kinds of other ingredients which can be combined with this eugenol, like your mild anesthesia or antibacterial agents, to get a optimum pain relieving power. The next one is the garlic. Now garlic is a very common ingredient which is used generally in the day-to-day life, and garlic can be effective in relieving the pain of the tooth due to the presence of the allicin. Now this allicin is a compound which is a powerful antibiotic, and it is released when the garlic is crushed. When you are biting the garlic, when the garlic is crushed, then this allicin is released. Now it is generally what happens is, when we are going for the treatment in a home or in-house treatment, what we do is we chop the garlic and we put it inside the teeth, or in the teeth where we are getting the pain, for 5 minutes, so that the part of the oral cavity, it gets sterilized. And this is due to the strong antibacterial activity of this allicin. Now fresh garlic juices also, it contains different ingredients, or it is having a powerful activity in killing the streptococcus Pyogenes and Orina-Bacterium diphtheriae in less than 2 to 3 minutes. The next ingredient is the Kant curry. This Kant curry is also called as the Dhupana. Uh, this Kant curry along with the Dhupana seed has been considered one of the most common treatment for the dental caries. Now this dental caries is a problem which is associated by secretion of more acids which is released by the bacterial growth. Now these bacteria, they dig up or they eat the substances which adheres to our teeth, and they produce this acidic environment, and due to this acidic environment dental caries are produced. So this Dhupana and the Kant curry seeds, when they are taken together, they can be a better effective formulation for the treatment of this dental caries. Now this anti-carie activity of the plant is attributed to the chemical constituent like solanocarpine or carpesterol or solanocarpidine, potassium nitrate, fatty acids, etc. So this is one of the important ingredient which is used in the tooth powders also. Now there are some herbal tooth powders which is also having this Kant curry in them to prevent the dental caries. The next ingredient is the eucalyptus. Now this eucalyptus extract chewing gum has a significant effect on the plaque accumulation, gingival index, bleeding on probing or periodontal depth probing. Now what is called as a plaque accumulation? If you have referred to my earlier videos, I have explained regarding the deposition of the plaque. Now plaque, it is a layer which is formed on your teeth and generally in between the gums and the teeth, which leads to the receding gums. That means the teeth and the gums, they get separated by the deposition of this plaque. Now once the plaque gets deposited, it has numerous like gum problems starts, like bleeding gums, swelling gums, or gingival problems also starts. Now this eucalyptus chewing gum, like eucalyptus oil, it can be incorporated in the chewing gum so that we can decrease the effect of the deposition of the plaque, or sometimes if there is a bleeding due to some of the treatments, so this eucalyptus extract can also be used in treating of the type of the bleeding. This effectiveness of the medicinal herbs in both the toothpaste and oral rinse, mainly in case of the dental plaque or sulcus bleeding and the pH of the total saliva. Now sometimes what happens, the pH of the saliva, it changes. So this eucalyptus extract can be used to maintain the normal pH of the saliva also. Now various other studies have found out that the herbal paste and the gum therapy produced statistically significant differences in reducing the plaque. As I told that this eucalyptus is used in the treatment of the plaque. We can formulate some mouth rinse also which can decrease the gingival inflammation or the inflammation of the gums. The next one is the neem, as we have already discussed this neem. So many researchers, they observed that anti-plaque activity of neem is generally achieved by chewing the sticks, which we were discussing, and this is attributed to the fibrous nature of the sticks. Like the neem sticks have more amount of the fiber, so when you chew it, this fiber, they remove the deposition of the plaque. However, this neem plant also contains many chemotherapeutic anti-plaque agents. The presence of gallotannins during the early stages of plaque formation could effectively reduce the number of the bacteria available for the binding to the teeth. So mainly this neem is used as the antibacterial substance. So when you chew this neem leaf or when you are using this neem stems, they remove the deposition of the bacteria, and this can be attributed to the gallotannins which is present in the neem. Next is the turmeric. Now this turmeric is a very well known spice which is used in the day-to-day activities. So it has numerous activity in terms of the dentistry. The benefit of the turmeric involves like analgesic activity, antibacterial activity, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, anti-allergic, antioxidant, antiseptic, antispasmodic, astringent, etc., etc. Now all these activities can be attributed to one and only ingredient, that is the curcumin. Now turmeric can be used in relieving of the pain or the bleeding of the gingival in gingivitis and periodontitis. Otherwise it can be used as a colorant in pit and fissure sealant, or in case of the dental plaque detection system. It is suggested that turmeric extract can be extensively used in the treatment of the pre-malignant lesion in the oral cavity. That means if you are having any lesions like getting some whitehead lesions or any kind of scars inside the oral cavity, so this turmeric can also be one of the aid in treating that kind of the lesions. Now the next ingredient is the pomegranate. Now this pomegranate, it is a topical application of pomegranate preparation has been found effective in controlling the oral inflammation generally, as well as it can be effective for the bacterial and fungal counts in periodontal diseases. Now periodontal diseases means the diseases which is generally associated with the gums. So any kind of bacterial and fungal infection which is there on the gums, it can also be treated by the use of this pomegranate. Now this pomegranate extract has been shown to scavenge the free radicals and decrease the macrophage oxidative stress and lipid peroxidation in animals and increase plasma antioxidant capacity in the elderly humans. So along with the bacterial or fungal killing, it is also having some antioxidant property to scavenge the free radicals. The L-arginine, the punicalagin is thought to be the fraction responsible for the pomegranate's antibacterial activity. So mainly we can see the seeds, the pomegranate seeds, they are made powdered, they have been dried and they are made in the powder formulation, and they can be incorporated in the toothpaste or the tooth powders to get this type of the activities. Next is sesame. Now sesame is considered as one of the important plant which is a gift to the mankind by the nature, and that it is found that the oil pulling therapy with the sesame oil has the following advantages over the chlorhexidine. Now this chlorhexidine is the main ingredient of the mouthwash, or you can say the gargle, to prevent the growth of the bacteria inside your mouth or for the plague treatment. Now if you are doing the oil pulling therapy, then this sesame oil has found that it is having more advantage as compared to the chlorhexidine, like no staining, low lingering aftertaste and no allergy. Now we have to understand that what is this oil pulling. Now you see here I have kept a figure here which says how to pull the oil. Now you see, first you have to clean the tongue and the brush. After that you have to take 1 tablespoon mixture of the oil, and next you have to swish, chew and pull. Like you have to put it in the mouth and you have to pull it, and after that you have to spit it out, then rinse and repeat. Now this oil pulling therapy is generally it is given for those patients who have the continuous bad breath, or you can say they have the oral disorders like inflammation, or their teeth is more prone to the damage due to the formation of the cavities. So there are no disadvantages for this oil pulling, and it can be alternative for this using of the chlorhexidine. Next, coming to the Gritkoari, or you can say the aloe vera. So aloe vera, it promotes the dentin formation by stimulating the primary human dental pulp cells by proliferation, differentiation, extracellular matrix formation and mineralization. So mainly this aloe vera, it is used for those type of persons who have the weak dentine. And this aloe, it contains many metals and vitamins as well as the organic acids and minerals, which is also helpful for the maintenance of the oral hygiene. It has strong immunomodulating and healing properties. Along with this, it is analgesic, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, immune modulating, antiseptic, anti-inflammatory capacities also. Now aloe vera, it is used at the sites of the periodontal surgery like toothpick injuries or chemical burns or aphthous ulcers, which is generally present on the gums, or sometimes the gum abscess also, if you are having a dry socket, or you there is a growth of lichen planus. So in this kind of disorders also the aloe can be used in a single form, or the juice of the aloe can be used to prevent or to get cure from this type of the disorders. And the next plant is the jasmine. The leaves of the jasmine is mainly used in the treatment of the odontalgia, or fixing loose teeth or ulcerative stomatitis. It is also having other properties like treatment of the leprosy, skin disease, etc. But in case of the oral hygiene, it is mainly used for the fixing of the loose tooth, or sometimes if you have the stomatitis. and the leaf of this species has a distinction of being used in the Indian folk and treating the ulcers. Now, if you say there are different kinds of jasmine which is available, but the Indian jasmine is preferred one for treating all this type of the disorders. It is also having antioxidant property, and this antioxidant property also helps in the anti-ulcerogenic activity of the extract, that is the jasmine oil extract. The next plant is the tulsi, which is a very common plant. Tulsi consists of the tannins, the essential oils, eugenol, methyl eugenol, and alpha beta carpophyllin. So this tulsi, it has antihelminthic, analgesic, antipyretic, immune stimulatory, anti-ulcer, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory property. In case of oral treatment, it is used in the treatment of the periodontitis, that means the treatment of the gums, the disease associated with the gums. It is generally contraindicated in the pregnant and the lactating women, and in children you have to take this tulsi in a very cautionly manner, because there can be overdose which can lead to the other side effects. The next plant is the German chamomile. Now, this chamomile plant is used since a very long time for the treatment of the anti-inflammatory, analgesic, antimicrobial, antispasmodic, and sedative property. Now, chamomile is usually taken as a tea or the liquid extract. The common dose, it ranges from 1 ml to 4 ml thrice a day. The main use of the chamomile is in the gingivitis, periodontal disease, and ulcers of the mouth. It can be incorporated in the mouthwashes generally, and importantly, this chamomile is very safe when it is used in the pregnancy or the breastfeeding. So, there is some side effects which is associated with the chamomile, like vomiting due to the high dose, or there can be some skin rashes and antiplatelet action also. But that is a very minimum side effects, or if you are taking in very high quantity, you get the side effects. But as a general, the chamomile is very good if it is taken 3 times a day, that ranging between 1 ml to 4 ml. Now, coming to the conclusion, I have already described some of the important herbal ingredients which can be incorporated in the products, that is mainly the oral hygiene products. The use of plants and the herbs for dental care is very common indigenous system of medicine, and it must be included in the everyday life. Like we are using the toothbrush in the everyday, toothpaste in the everyday life, so we can incorporate these herbal ingredients in formulation of the herbal toothpaste, and we can use them in the daily life also. The active principles of plants should be incorporated into modern oral health practices, and dentists should be encouraged to use the natural remedies in the various oral health treatments. Now, as we know that there are many side effects which are associated with the chemicals, or you can say the allopathic system of medicines. So, this Ayurvedic treatment or using of the herbal ingredients can also find a better place in treating the oral problems. Now, herbs are used to reduce the inflammation, calm and soothe the irritation also. Herbs may be used internally as pills, syrups, infusion, or externally as the poultices, plasters or liniments also. This will make dentistry much more safer, affordable and much more accessible for the lower socio-economical group in the society. Now, it's very common if you are incorporating the herbal ingredients, then the cost of the product also comes very down, or it falls very down, so that these products can be used for the low grade people, or you can say the low income people and the high income people also. So, it will be helpful for the socio-economic lower socio-economic group who don't find or who are unable to get the treatment by using the high cost medications. Now, in future, studies on the efficacy of the Ayurvedic herbs should be carried out in the developing countries like India to establish the therapeutic benefits along with the combination with the conventional therapies. So, I can conclude here that there are whatever I have explained is some of the herbal ingredients. There can be more ingredients which can be incorporated into day-to-day life, or they can be formulated as the toothpaste, mouthwashes, gargles, tooth powders, etc., to prevent the gum disorders or the disorders associated with the oral cavity, so that the much more practice of Ayurveda is facilitated, and it will be helpful for the benefit of the patients also. Now, these are some of the references which I have used in designing my video. If you have any doubt, you can drop a mail to this mail ID is mentioned here. If you like my video, don't forget to click the like icon, and please subscribe my channel, that is the Edu Knowledge Hub. I will be coming up with more and more videos. So till then, I wish everybody have a nice day. Thank you.